custom-made piping is easy with the Baby Lock Accomplish and the adjustable zipper foot. I have 1/8 inch cording and I have 1.5 inch wide strips cut. These are cut straight of grain. You can also cut them on the bias. I am going to adjust my feed dog adjustment to lightweight because I'm just stitching over this fabric, and I'm going to leave my stitch length set at 3. So what I've done is I've placed my cording in between or on the wrong side of my strip. My cording is 1/8 inch cording, my strip is 1.5 inches. So I'm going to wrap my cording in my fabric, and I'm going to adjust or align that edge of that presser foot right along the edge of that cording. I always give myself a little bit extra fabric when I'm first starting out to make sure that I get everything aligned. And sometimes I will actually push the foot up against that cording. As I'm stitching, I'm constantly wrapping the cording around, or excuse me, wrapping the fabric around the cording and just kind of running my finger along here so that I can ensure I can always make sure that I see where that cording is and that the edge of that presser foot is riding right up against the cording. I think that that's the difference between good cording or good piping and piping that looks what I would say as so-so. Is again, I just run my finger along there and keep that blade on that foot right up against that. And I do take my time, so this is where pressing on the foot control very lightly is going to come in handy. This is not a heavy-handed or heavy foot technique. You do want to take your time to ensure that everything gets wrapped correctly and that when you're done, you have a piece of piping that looks fabulous versus looks a little, what I would say is probably a little sloppy. So I'm coming to the end. And at the end, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use that scissors cut function. I'm going to raise that presser foot, and you can see that nice, beautiful ridge on that piping, and that is all done with the Baby Lock Accomplish and that adjustable zipper foot, keeping that edge of that foot right up against that piping. Sometimes you have a little thicker cording that you want to use. You want a little bit more depth to that cording. So it's the same principle as the other. We're gonna wrap that fabric around that cording, and you want to adjust the depth of that fabric for the depth of your cording. In this case, I cut this strip 1.75 inches, and this cording is more like 1/4 inch. And again, I'm riding that edge of that foot, you can see right up against. And in this case, again, you're gonna do the same technique where you constantly wrap that cording, and again, use that finger to kind of guide or kind of show you where that cording is, so you can always make sure that the blade on that foot rides right up against that cording, and that will ensure that when you're done, you have that cording that looks like piping. I mean, it looks like true piping. It's pronounced, it's pretty, it gives you the effect and the look that you're looking for. And we'll just keep wrapping this around. We're coming to the end, and once we get to the end, again, we'll use that scissors cut. Again, always remember when you're pressing on that foot control, you are the speed control. So if you don't want to go super fast, don't press down super hard. Okay, we're at the end, and look at how beautiful that is. And that is custom piping done with the Baby Lock Accomplish and our adjustable zipper foot.